Hello and welcome to my living room. Today, okay, I'm gonna stop it right there because this video is long enough. You don't need to know the rich backstory about how I tried to watch the MCU in one sitting last summer and failed miserably.
So I've just finished Antman, but I haven't really watched it. I've been outside, I haven't been well. I don't feel well enough to finish it. I only did 12 films.
But despite that, I decided to try again. Kind of. Basically, over April, I watched the entire MCU by doing 6 films a day for about 4 days over a 3-week period, and these are my reactions. Enjoy. Or don't. I can't make you enjoy. It's honestly up to you. So yeah, we're gonna start with Iron Man. And yeah, Tony Stark is so young, and they've just made a reference to MySpace. This film's so old, and I love it. I like that she gives him nicknames at first, being like, the Da Vinci of our time, the Merchant of Death. And then he's like, nah, I'm giving myself a nickname, Iron Man. Old Rhodey's on the scene. Of course he is. Don't like old Rhodey. Give me new Rhodey. My brain just doesn't deal well with actor changes. Like, I don't know, I just see them as two different people, even though they're supposed to be the same character, and they just look different. The minute they start looking different, I can't picture them as the same character. So you can imagine the problems I have with our next film. So far, I'm fully in the boat that this film is so underrated now, considering how many other MCU films there are. This has kind of been, like, forgotten about almost. The original is in the original Iron Man suit is actually really cool, and not enough people are talking about it. Jensen's dead. He's the hero. He is the hero of the MCU. And I'm telling you, he doesn't get enough credit. What a great character. I love Jensen, man. Just justice for Jensen.
I want an American cheeseburger.
Your dad loved cheeseburgers. I love that he gets Pepper to literally give him heart surgery. It kind of annoys me how good all of his AI's voice recognition is. There's no way a machine should be able to understand and know to stop doing something. Like, Iron Man is officially on the scene. Oh, it's so awesome! So my question is, did Tony fly all the way from California to Afghanistan to like, do his thing? Because that's an incredibly long flight.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
How does the bad guy go from being like a kind of annoying, mean man to someone who is openly willing to kill a mum and her 4 kids in the space of about half an hour of this film?
I am Iron Man.
Oh, I love it. That was a really good film. I really enjoyed it. Nick Fury's on the scene. The MCU has begun. So I really don't like Incredible Hulk, and I feel like they've just made him the Hulk in a opening credits sequence here, so I'm really confused to what's happening right now. I do not remember this film at all, and I watched it back in the summer, and I usually have a really good memory, so it's not the nicest thing I can say about a film. Like, this film really digs into how Bruce Banner's desperate to get a cure for being the Hulk, and this would look like a great character arc to Avengers Endgame when he actually, like, cures himself, but I don't see it as a character arc because it feels like a different character, you know what I mean? And that's why I just can't get my head around this film. I can't believe Bruce Banner has a love interest in this film. Like, yep, that went well, didn't it? Wait, I forgot about that. So she's the daughter of Thunderbolt Ross, the only relevant character from this film. That's so it actually ties in. Oh my god, that's kind of sad. It's ruined my day. I wish I didn't watch this. What just happened there? What is this song? They're in New York now. I didn't know this happened. Marvel have such a formula with these early films where they make a character and then the villain is that character again, but bad. How many of the first films do that? Because I don't know, it just feels like they do that a lot. I'm sorry, I should stop talking. He said Hulk smash. This film is automatically good. Okay, I'm really, really done with this. Oh, so Iron Man's in this film. This film doesn't even have an end credits scene. What kind of MCU movie is this? We are on to Iron Man 2, Phase 1. It's kind of dropping some stinkers at the moment, I'm not gonna lie to you. The Good Roads is in this film, so I'm glad. Black Widow beating up Abby Hogan is so good. Pepper's reaction is so funny. In less than 20 films, the MCU went from a random Russian guy who just happened to have whips for arms to an alien who wanted to destroy half of humanity. Also, my question is, how did he know Tony Stark was going to get in the car and start racing. Like, his plan is just in the mud if Tony Stark does what any normal person would do. I don't think Hammer is a good villain in any way. Like, he's just a wannabe Tony Stark. That's all the vibes I'm getting off him, is that he just wants to be Tony Stark, and therefore he doesn't challenge Tony in any way. Honestly, this whole diner scene with Nick Fury, Iron Man, and Black Widow is the only thing saving this film, because this scene's great, but the rest of the film ain't it. As much as I'm excited for Black Widow's upcoming film, I really do love her as like this secondary cameo character in Captain America and Iron Man. I wish they'd done that in more stuff. Like, imagine if they made a Hulk film with her as the secondary character that actually developed into Natasha and Bruce's relationship before Age of Ultron. I love the ending of this film. I forgot about this. And yeah, we're halfway through phase 1. I'm just going to get some dinner because it's almost 7 p.m, but I will be back with you in about an hour with Thor, the one I can't say. And we're back. We're just on to the first Thor film. I just made that joke seconds ago on camera. That felt like a relevant joke to make to me, because that was an hour ago, but really, you guys just heard me say that exact joke. So, is it just me, or does the Frost Giant leader look exactly like the Night King from Game of Thrones? Also, he's a way more compelling character, which is saying something. The Frost Giant leader isn't a very compelling character. It was a joke about how the Night King is the most wasted character in the history of television. Loki's so manipulative and I love him. Yeah, Thor's friends are some of the most boring characters in the entire MCU. They are just like the token, stereotypical characters you would expect any generic story to have. And it's kind of like, you didn't even try. Loki looking over at Odin there like, so does this make me king then? Yeah, so this film definitely isn't the best one. It's quite boring, I'm not gonna lie to you. The scene of all the people trying to like get the hammer out the ground is the most like American thing just ever, and I love it. Thor failing to adapt to the human world is so funny. Can you imagine being Jane or any of the other like human muggles in this situation? It would be the most confusing thing to witness. But this ending to this film is really anticlimactic because it's a really weak villain. They gave him a machine as a villain. Wasn't even a character. It's an interesting thing I find with Thor is that he's like thousands of years old, right? So the fact that like he's never really shown in relationships before then, he never found anyone like in 1,000 years, but then falls for Jane in the space of like a day. Oh, Nick Fury. I forgot he was in this. Well, there we go. Let's get on to the first Avenger. Captain America is my favorite of the Avengers, and it's kind of weird because like I can see why an American would say that. Like, yeah, he's a patriotic symbol and I love him, but I don't know, I like what he stands for. I like his personality and stuff like that. It's so weird to think that this guy became the guardian of one of the Infinity Stones. Like, oh, I love this film. Steve and Bucky already teaming up. Good times. I'm having a good time. I love Steve Rogers showing everyone up during the army camp on 2 occasions. I just love, oh, he's such a good character. I just want to point it out, Peggy Carter had no interest in Steve Rogers until after he took the super soldier serum. So, like, I mean, I'm not saying it, but I'm also saying it. I always forget that they just kill off Schmidt like that. What? That's so... Yeah, he's just going to break Bucky out of prison and some other guys, but mostly Bucky, and yeah, he's having a good time. The scene of them all walking back is just too good, because it's like, you left us to die, but now we're back. I love jealous Peggy Carter. It's the best.
Yes, I think it works.
Bucky. They killed Bucky. What? This is such a proper war movie. I love it. It's really good.
A week next Saturday at the Stork Club.
You got it.
8 o'clock on the dot. Don't you dare be late.
That's a really, really good scene. I love it. Don't you think they could have done a better job than playing a game that happened while he was still alive? It's unlike Nick Fury to be this unorganized and for things to work this poorly. Like, I almost think they planned for him to realize and break out. And we're on to the Avengers. The best one of the day, of course. And yeah, phase one's kind of formulaic. That's the only criticism I'd give it. But it's still been an enjoyable day, and there have been some very good films. I'm very excited for this one. Okay, so they tried to explain it like it's a door. But given everything I know, I still have no idea how Loki managed to use the Tesseract without being in the same realm as the Tesseract. It doesn't make sense how he got to Earth. I love Black Widow's introduction. It perfectly demonstrates, like, who she is and what she can do. I kind of wish she was introduced like this, just in the first place. Like, I mean, I did like her part in Iron Man 2, but you know what I mean. I love that this is all the characters meeting for the first time. It's so weird to think, because I've come so attached to them, that there was a time when they didn't know each other. Loki is such a great character and villain, and I just love this whole scene in Stuttgart. Like, I don't know, just something you kind of forget happened in the first Avengers, because you just think the whole battle in New York, but there are layers to this film.
When did you become an expert in thermonuclear astrophysics?
Last night. I understood that reference.
I love this, I love this, I love this, I love this. Bruce Banner low-key just admits to committing suicide. And everyone just kind of shrugs it off. Agent Barton just died. It's hitting hard. I said Agent Barton, didn't I? I meant Agent Coulson. It's like 1 in the morning. Can I have a break, please? Ooh, they're heading into New York. Ooh, it's the team up scene. I love the team up scene. Looking at this film now, it feels like a bunch of guys in a bunch of costumes taking on evil. Whereas in the later films, it really feels like the world is about to end and these guys are saving the world. I don't know why. This film is so, like, nostalgic in a weird way now. Like, I don't know, I love it. Oh, I gotta stop saying I love it. Tony made the sacrifice. Honestly, I'm kind of sad I'm stopping here today. I mean, it's 2 in the morning, so I'm realistically not going to stay up all night, but I didn't mention Purple Thanos just showed up as well. It's been a good time. I've enjoyed this film thoroughly. We're on to day 2, which I'm dubbing the quick day because it's phase 2, which is actually really short, and yeah, Iron Man 3. Wait, what? They brought Jensen back? I don't usually watch this one that much, I gather, but I did not know that. What? I forgot about the Iron Patriot. He's just had an anxiety attack, and his response is me, like, he can't have an anxiety attack, he's Tony Stark, but no, anyone can, and yeah, I think that's really, like, an important message to send. Just this scene of his house getting attacked is better than the entirety of Iron Man 2. I don't get how people think Iron Man 2 is better than this. I think Jarvis accidentally taking him to Tennessee is the only mistake Tony Stark's AI make, like, ever. I love this scene when this guy just completely starts fanboying over Tony being in his van. And you can see he is actually trying to look like him. Oh, the scene with the suit arriving and everything's so cool as well. You know, it's gonna come off like this is my favorite one. It's just because I've convinced myself in my head that this one wasn't gonna be good. And I've enjoyed it a lot. And this bit with him catching everyone falling out the plane, this is a good film. So weirdly, I've been hooked like the entire film. And now we've hit the ending, I've kind of just lost interest. I don't know, I still don't get how Pepper survived falling into the fire. I've watched the entire film and that still doesn't make any sense to me. So is she just invincible to fire and like a superhero now? Why isn't this a thing that's mentioned in the follow-up film? She even comes back in an Iron Man suit in the final film. Yeah, it's a nice message of him destroying the suits, but then he comes back as Iron Man without as much as an explanation in Avengers Age of Ultron, and it just kind of takes away from it entirely. Not even kind of, it just takes away from it entirely. We're on to For the Dark World. I'm pretty sure this is mostly agreed to be the worst MCU film, so I don't need to sip my tea. It's coffee, but I don't need to sip my coffee here. Ooh, the original Rockman. I only stand one Korg, and it's not him. I love Darcy just crashing Jane's date. What a moment. And Darcy gets an intern. You know what? Darcy might save this film. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. My interest in this film is depleting from the minute these weird elves started appearing. Try and focus. I'm not gonna go on my phone. I'm gonna keep watching. We're gonna do this. Honestly, I think the best bit about this film is the return to it in Endgame. When Rocket is running around it, like, That's what makes this film okay. Thor's mom's about to die, and you know, this death never resonated with me until Endgame, but now, this is hard to watch. She hasn't died yet. I thought she was gonna die sooner, to be honest. Oh, she's dead. Okay. Poor Thor. The film's finally getting interesting as Loki is coming into the fold. Finally, something worth happening. I really can't wait to get on to Winter Soldier. Thor on the train. Why does the worst film have to be in London? So annoying. I just don't get how the destruction of the universe wasn't an Avengers level threat, but whatever was going on in Age of Ultron, taking down those Hydra bases was. Oh, and Loki's on the throne, and they're about to reveal the ether is actually an Infinity Stone, which is the first time they say the word Infinity Stone, which kind of makes this film important, but I didn't really like it. Guys, the Winter Soldier's next, and you know, the Winter Soldier's like the best one, so yeah. I love this film from the minute he says on your left. Oh, it's so great. Oh, and they bring it back in Avengers Endgame. Oh my god, I love this film. I'm only a minute in. This film sets the tone so well. Like, Captain America was a bit too cut clean and boring in the first one. Like, first film's great, but they just, like, fix him in this film. Like, suddenly he's just cool. Oh, I love Captain America going to his own museum. Oh, this film's so good. It's the best one so far. By quite a bit, actually. This whole scene with Steve and Peggy is gut-wrenching. When she forgets who he is. Oh, I hate it. Well, I don't hate it, I love it, but like, you know what I mean? Oh, it's hard. Just be very clear, I don't hate anything about this film.
You're alive. You came back.
This film really delves into how lost in time Captain America is in 2014. Like, he doesn't know what he likes anymore. He doesn't know what he enjoys. He doesn't know what he wants to do. And it's such a complicated arc. And you can totally see why he made the decision he did at the end of Endgame. Oh, there's so much going on. I'm just going to non-stop talk during this one, I think. But Nick Fury's car's getting attacked right now. And it's amazing. We need more Nick Fury. I know he's in basically every film, but we need more. I have nothing but love for this film. Captain America's chasing the Winter Soldier right now. He's gonna throw a shield at him and the Winter Soldier catches it! Oh my god! You see this smile on my face? Do you know what's coming? The elevator scene. He's gonna say the line. He's gonna say the line. He's gonna say the line.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
He beats like 10 guys while one of his arms is chained to the wall. Have I mentioned I love it yet? Like, this is the best Captain America movie, and this is the scene and just the whole bit that shows you what he's all about and how great he is. Oh, they're discovering S.H.I.E.L.D. secrets. This film's really good, by the way. I don't know if I've mentioned that. It's really good. How is it that Captain America fights the Winter Soldier hand to hand, looking him in the eyes multiple times, but doesn't recognize him until his mask falls off his face? Like, was his mouth really that recognizable? Name a better duo than Captain America in speeches. I'll wait.
Don't know how many more. I know they're in the building.
Oh, this fight between Captain America and Bucky. It's amazing. He doesn't want to fight him, but he has to. Oh. How have they managed to make a fight scene which has more character drama in it and more character dilemmas than actual action? That's unbelievable. Oh, everything about this ending is so powerful. Like, Steve trying to explain to his best friend, who's now a brainwashed assassin, that he knows him, and his best friend trying to deny it.
Because I'm with you to the end of the line.
Oh, he said the thing! Oh, Bucky saved him. And what an ending. I can't believe this isn't my favorite MCU film. Like, that's the most shocking thing about this. This is somehow my second favorite MCU film. We're back. Even though nothing changed for you, I just had dinner. And next up, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy, which is just a great night. I'm having a good evening. How did I forget how sad the start of this film was? Like, I was expecting a light-hearted film where I could sing along to a load of songs, but they're probably hitting me in the feels. This is much better. Come and get your love. I find it funny watching this back now that Yondu not only got a redemption arc, but got like a proper send-off after dying in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. This guy. Never forget, the first person to mention Thanos by name in an MCU movie is none other than John C. Reilly. These characters work together so well. They're talking about Infinity Stones. That's how you know it's getting serious. Nebula just blew up Gamora's pod and she's floating in space. Phil's just sacrificed himself for Gamora. It deals with the tones really well. Like, there's a lot of comedy, but then there's also these serious scenes, and it blends between them very well. So how come Ronan's powerful enough to wield an Infinity Stone? Like, what's the criteria? I can't stress enough how well these characters rub off on each other. Like, this is really funny. I'm loving it.
I don't know that I believe anyone's 100% a dick, man.
Oh, I love this film. Why do I keep saying that? I've just got to find new words to add to my vocabulary that aren't, I love this film. How on earth does Drax not kill Nebula there? That was an instant kill. Okay, how on earth did Ronan and Drax survive that? Like, I'm starting to realize there are a lot of characters surviving things they probably shouldn't be surviving in this film. Like, Rocket shouldn't have survived that. I've literally crashed a ship into a building. Someday. Ronan's face. I love that there's an actual payoff for John C. Reilly having a family and that mum and the kid in town. Like, what a wonderful film. You could say I really enjoyed it. Hi guys, hot take here, but the Avengers are very cool. And, you know, I'm very excited for Age of Ultron. This is my least favorite Avengers film, but I do think my opinion might get swayed on it. Like, I think I've always underrated it a bit, and my opinion on Iron Man 3 changed today. I'm a new man. Let's just get into it. Oh man, the symbolism in this scene is on point. Black Widow dead, Captain America's shield chopped in half. Very clever. Honestly, I just love all the character interactions at this party and stuff. Like, this is the best part of the film, in my opinion. He just said Endgame. We'll lose. We'll do that together too. Wow, the references are on point. Hulk versus the Hulkbuster is a very, very cool scene. This film has its fair share of one-liners, like very memorable quotes. Guys, I really can't stress it enough. Ultron has way too much personality. There's a chase scene going on right now. It's very good. I'm enjoying it. That's all I've got to say. Why did you expect something profound? It kind of annoys me how Vision's first depicted here to be this, like, all-powerful being who can lift Mjolnir and stuff like that. And then in his future films, like Civil War, he's shown to be flawed, and in Infinity War, he can't do anything. And there are a lot of lines from this film. I'm like, wait, this came from here? Or maybe it didn't come from here, and they've just nicked one-liners from other places. But this is definitely Hawkeye's best film, but I'm still not a massive fan of his character. I don't know, his personality just rubs off on me in the wrong way. Do you know what I mean? Nick Fury's in to save the day! Go on! Do you see I've got both my hands free? My camera's just standing on its own right now. I just did that so I could clap. That was a real cinematic choice. I hope you appreciate that. Quicksilver just died. Yeah, that was kind of sad. I've liked his interactions with Hawkeye throughout the film. Like, every time I see it, I swear there are more of them. And yeah, they did that well.
I was born yesterday.
Vision. Yeah, he just killed Ultron, and I guess that marks the end of the Age of Ultron. Or more like the day and a half of Ultron. Yeah, so I'm really running out of the good jokes here. And I guess that marks the end of another successful day. I guess I will see you guys again on Saturday, which will be day 3. But it'll be like 2 seconds in your time. And we're back for part 3. First, we have the underrated and underappreciated gem of the MCU being Antman, and I'm excited. This is one of my favorite films. Oh my god, Luis is the best character. Maybe in cinematic history. Forget about just the MCU here. Baskin-Robbins always finds out, bro. Baskin-Robbins don't play. I love this film. You know, seeing Cross kill that guy right at the start, I think makes him too evil. I'd have rather him been this relatable villain who felt let down by Hank Pym. But, it's okay. This is a well-written story. Everything about it works. The whole subatomic thing, which comes back into play later. I like this a lot. Oh, Falcon's here. I really like Falcon. Why does no one else like Falcon? He's a great character. Scott Lang just apologizing the entire time as he just destroys Falcon. They brought the whole team together. I love this. I love this. I love this. I don't care how many times I'm saying it. No, Anthony. How could this guy have shot the gun so precisely to hit a flying ant? Nah, I'm not over it. I genuinely don't think there's anything funnier than when they pan out from like the fight scene happening and it's all just on such a small scale with a bunch of toys. Like, And it would have been such an easy trope to just overdo in a film like this, but they don't. They do it perfectly. And then he goes subatomic. Like, it is a very clever story. I've got nothing but praise for Ant-Man.
He said yes.
It's time for Civil War. I honestly think this is an underrated MCU movie because people like see it as overrated, but nah, this is it. This film is it. I love the start of this film because we very rarely actually get to see an Avengers mission like this, and it's just really well executed to show how powerful they all are and everything. In a weird way, I get Tony's side and why the governments don't want them wreaking havoc, but obviously the film wants you to root for Captain America because it's his film, so that's why this film is kind of difficult to take in, because I want both sides to do well. Like, I get it all, and oh, Peggy's just died. Oh, that's sad. You know, I forget that Black Panther is in this film. This film should be a mess, considering how much it squeezes in. But it doesn't. They got Spider-Man in here as a cameo. That whole chase scene was so cool that I'm just low-key in shock. And I've seen it multiple times before. Oh, the Winter Soldier is on my screen and fighting everyone. Oh, the idea of there being other Winter Soldiers is just the perfect red herring to distract you from the fact Bucky did kill Iron Man's parents, but remind you of the importance of that car crash so you know what it is when it comes back later. Like, you know, unpopular opinion maybe, but I wish Hawkeye hadn't come back in Civil War and they completely left him out until Endgame when his family dies and then he goes all Ronin. Ant-Man's here. I still don't know how they pulled this off. The superheroes are all fighting. I really don't know what to say. It's awesome. Maybe that's my go-to word today, but it really is. They've properly just managed to fit in a 10-minute fight scene in the middle of the film, and it works. It works so well. Yeah, I've got a lot to say and not much time to say it. You forget that they literally lock up a bunch of superheroes in like a high-tech prison in this one. He doesn't know who Ant-Man is. Lol. Oh god, I love this, but also hate it. This is, oh my god. Oh, Tony. Oh no, this is so, no. Oh. Again, you can understand both sides completely. Bucky wasn't in control of what he was doing, but Tony's parents got killed by him, so... Have I mentioned how great the character dramas are right now during this fight scene? Because they're absolutely incredible. He's just gonna throw that shield on the floor. Iconic.
I'll be there.
Oh! I love that film. So next up we've got Doctor Strange, which obviously isn't going to be as good, but I'm still excited for it. So yeah, let's just see what happens. Why does no one ever complain that Doctor Strange is just over the top, like good at everything? Like, he's shown in his very first scene to be the best neurosurgeon in the world, and also just knows every song ever, apparently. Benedict Cumberbatch is an unbelievable actor. Like, he properly portrays this character so well. I like the Ancient One a lot. She's a good character. I'm glad they brought her back for Endgame. Like, one of those cameos I wasn't expecting, but actually, yeah, it was very good. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't even know how someone could have even thought to put something like this on the screen. Like, you'd have to be on some sort of drugs to do this. Wong! Oh my god, he is the best character in Doctor Strange, and it isn't even close. So the writing in this film is good, because at first he's just depicted as this guy who's good at everything, and it's not a very likable character, but now we're actually seeing him struggle and making him more relatable because he really wants to succeed and he works hard and he gets there. He successfully made a yellow sparkly thing. That's an Endgame reference. I hope you got it, because I'd be a bit ashamed if you didn't. Oh, they killed off Daniel. I don't even know who he is, but they killed him. That wasn't very nice. I don't even know how they made this and what the person was on to even think of some of these trippy scenes. I should probably stop accusing the creators of this film for being on drugs. They weren't, I think. I do enjoy this scene between the Ancient One and Doctor Strange. This is good. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. I love the ending of this film. It's so clever. Like, it's almost too clever. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's actually an original ending to a film. He makes the sacrifice, Doctor Strange, to be fair to him. He's Tony Stark, just Doctor version. Mordo trying to get rid of the sorceress. That would explain why Scarlet Witch is going to be in Doctor Strange too. Oh my god. Anyway, I think that's all until after dinner. I will be back once I've had my dinner. It's time for Guardians 2. This is the best opening sequence to any film ever. It's a beautiful new day. Hey, hey. This is where the film almost peaks. I feel bad to say it, but does it get any better than Groot dancing along? I don't care what you say. Guardians 2 Drax is best Drax. I'm almost crying. So they've just landed on the planet that Ego's on, and I feel like this film's just started, and I'm trying to work out what happened. This film feels really short, but it's one of the longer ones. Now I'm really confused. That was so funny.
Your deepest, darkest secret? Dude, come on, I think you're overreacting a little bit. You must be so embarrassed!
Best Drax. Oh, so that's why this film goes on so long. It has this weird subplot going on with Yondu and all his henchmen that just happens, I guess. I really love this moment where Mantis starts crying for Drax when he's thinking about his daughter being dead. Like, because Drax doesn't really show emotion, it's very powerful. This whole bit with Groot bringing them stuff when he's looking for the fin is funny. This film's funny, I'll give it credit. I wish they didn't split all the Guardians up. I wish they could have just had one coherent storyline. Well done, admitting killing his mum. Not the best plan, Ego. You are a toy! It sounded like that. They always make the stakes in these smaller films way too big, in my opinion. How come this, like, destruction of Missouri is never mentioned in any of the other films? Like, this took place before Age of Ultron as well, right? Like, okay, so I actually do like the ending of this film quite a lot. I'm being very critical, but I was never convinced of Groot pressing the wrong button. It was never gonna happen. And that was kind of the problem. There were no stakes. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. I don't know how Yondu got a redemption arc. I think I was complaining about how they gave him one in the last film, but they pulled it off. I like Yondu now. I do.
It's a wrap at your funeral.
So beautiful. The colours. I love colours. What a lovely ending to the film. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Tom Holland's the best. Spider-Man. Wait, did it just say 8 years later? As in 8 years after the Avengers? Meaning 2020. Just FYI, Peter is definitely a YouTuber, and I'm not believing anyone who doesn't think he's a YouTuber. I'm confused why they made Flash kind of a loser in this version of Spider-Man, but I do love Ned. Ned is... I will die for Ned. Never ever say a bad word about Ned. Peter getting caught in his parachute and drowning is a very dark scene. I'm not gonna lie. And like, I'm glad Iron Man saved him. It's a nice like little thing and it comes back later, but still, it's pretty intense. Chess.
Activating instant kill.
I love instant kill. You know what? All watching these films does is makes me love Endgame so much more. Oh, this scene when he flips off the helicopter to break the window. So awesome. Spider-Man is so cool. I love Spider-Man, man. Spider-Man's amazing. Oh my god, I forgot how funny this film was.
You even cared you'd actually be here.
Oh, he was there. I love consequences. This film is full of consequences. He was getting ahead of himself. He was convincing himself, yeah, I'm done with school. I've got this suit. I'm going to be an Avenger soon. Just like that, it's all been taken away from him. And just as life resumes normality, Liz's dad is the Vulture. This is one of the funniest things. I can't. It's just so funnily awkward. It could have come off really bad awkward, but it didn't.
Looking at porn.
Oh my god, Ned is the best character. Oh, the guy in the chair. Spider-Man is a hero, and we love him for it. They bring the chess guy back. What an icon. I really like that. It's a really good ending to the film. Well done, Marvel. I really like this one. It's time for Thor Ragnarok. I just enjoy how self-aware this film is. Like, it's the first one to really just go the comedy route, where they're like, yeah, let's just take the mick out of ourselves. And it works so well with Chris Hemsworth's Thor. Just that opening sequence to the title card was better than the entirety of Thor 1 and 2. And we haven't even met the best character in Thor yet. You guys know who it is. Loki left their dad in a care home. I forgot about that. That's so funny. Oh, I love to hate Loki. I hate to love Loki. Do I love to hate Loki or hate to love Loki? That's a hard one to work out. Oh man, Hela is such a cool character. What? Oh wow, she just kills both of Thor's closest friends. I mean, I never liked his friends. I've made that very clear, but wow. The tone of this is so different to the other MCU movies, and that's why it really stands out. So I can really understand why this is people's favorite. And just like that, Korg is here. Oh, this film's great. This film's great. Oh, Loki. The unangry Hulk in this film is really, like, I don't know, it's weird. I don't dislike it, it's just weird. I love the improv. Oh, and Loki's back. Thor and Loki. Oh, they work really well together in this film. Yeah. This just gets everything the other 4 films got wrong. Or even if they got them kind of right, it gets them better. Thor is actually... Oh, Jesus. His eye just got cut out. I completely forgot about that. Hela is just completely kicking Thor's butt, and I think the Hulk is about to take on a dog. This film would sound bad, but it's actually really good. Hey look, a film with good messaging that actually has consequences. This is a good film. Kinda wanna clap. This has been another successful day. I've thoroughly enjoyed Thor Ragnarok, and yeah, I'm very excited for day 4. Welcome to day 4. First we've got Black Panther, and I'm very excited. Which one? Oh yeah, I forgot how similar this film was to The Lion King. He completely froze. He froze. Obviously, this goes without saying, but this is the most beautiful Marvel movie, and yeah, that was all. Send tweet. So the setup for the Jabari tribe is really well done. Like right from the start, you're told they separated from the rest, so you kind of know these are going to be the bad guys. And yeah, they're presented as bad guys here, but they turn out not to be bad, which is why I think this is really cleverly done. That's called good unconventional storytelling. I love the suit scene with Shuri and T'Challa. Like, they're such a good combo. There aren't many other brother-sister combos in the MCU. This is like a weird dynamic we don't get often. This is also one of the only MCU films that isn't afraid to kill main characters off. Like, I don't know, I like that. In a lot of films, it feels like they have this status because they're main characters and they can't die because of that, but that's not realistic. This film's messaging is a lot deeper than I remember, and it's dealing with a lot of grey characters who would stereotypically be considered good and their mistakes. I don't know. It's very clever. I just love the whole kinetic energy thing where, like, if something touches him, he just, like, explodes in a way and everyone goes flying. It's just, like, that is so good. I'm glad they brought it in, and I'm glad it keeps coming up. Yeah! The Jabari! I don't know, to be honest, this is probably where my unpopular opinion with this film comes in. I think the ending's quite underwhelming. Like, he just kind of stabs him, and then Killmonger is, like, hell of a move. I do like this final scene where they look out at the sunset, so yeah, all in all, I thoroughly enjoyed it, but the ending still falls a little flat for me. So I've been doing it in release order so far, which I think is the best way to do it, but next up is Infinity War, and I kind of want to do Infinity War and Endgame back to back, so I'm going to switch it up a bit and do Antman and the Wasp next, and then Captain Marvel, and then I'll do Infinity War, so probably have to skip the end credits scenes, or who really cares? I've seen the films before, it's not like a massive spoiler. Ant-Man was social distancing before it was cool. Sorry. Couldn't he have waited like 2 more days before he made that call? I guess no, the plot had to have some sort of federal agencies trying to take him down, but yeah, who is this guy? Honestly, I think he's the worst MCU villain, like Sonny Burt. I don't think I'm gonna remember his name at the end of this film because he is so unmemorable. How did you manage to make a worse villain than Hammer from Iron Man 2? How? So you're telling me that they could have brought the Wasp to Germany for Civil War? Why didn't they do that? You wouldn't have had to bring Hawkeye back then. This would have resolved your plot holes. So yeah, I actually like Ghost. I think she's interesting. But again, I don't know if they deal with it all right. She wants the same thing they want. So therefore, the whole film could be resolved with a quick conversation showing they all want the same thing. As I said, the scenes with Luis, Kurt, and Dave are the best scenes in Ant-Man. They are the godly trio. We just need more of them. That's what this film went wrong with. When you make Ant-Man 3, just include more of them. And I'm sold on it. This whole bit with Janet and Scott's body reuniting with Hank and Hope. So weird. They do it well. It's really well acted. It's just weird to watch.
I wish I had a suit.
They totally just teased putting Luis in an Ant-Man suit. And you know what? I'm going to say it. If they put Luis in an Ant-Man suit in Ant-Man 3, it's my new favorite Marvel movie. Yeah, these films are funny. That's what the Ant-Man films do well. They do really get the humor right. Yeah, so this whole ending with Janet just kind of having healing powers, it feels like such a cop-out. Why can't the film just have consequences? Oh no. It's so crazy to think how you have to have seen Ant-Man and the Wasp to really get what's going on in Endgame. How many people do you think didn't see it? We're on to Captain Marvel. Let's go. Oh, I forgot about the Stan Lee Marvel logo thing. That hit me right in the feels. So, who's got the less memorable group of friends? Captain Marvel or Thor? So this film definitely starts slowly. Like, it only really gets into it once it gets to Earth, and that kind of frustrates because you want to know more about Hala and the Kree species, but I know it's just not that interesting when they're in space. And she has just arrived on Earth. Now the film can actually begin. Please. I'm ready to enjoy it. Coulson is back! And I am just... I never knew how much I missed him. I'm absolutely convinced that Stan Lee cameo is a reshoot because it doesn't make any sense that she smiles at him there, but because he recently died, I feel like they reshot it so she smiled at him, and I'm glad they did. They provide us with more information on Nick Fury in about 1 minute there than the entirety of about the 18 films before this. I just love Nick Fury. I'm so glad they finally made a film where he is one of the lead characters. Like, this is what we've been waiting for. Coulson letting them go is a really nice touch. Like, I don't know, just things like that make me enjoy the earlier films more, seeing what these characters were like in the past. And I feel like that's a prequel done effectively. Like, as long as it doesn't ruin the characters and helps you build a stronger connection with them, it's done pretty well. And yeah, is Captain Marvel a prequel? It kind of is, isn't it? Ooh, Jude Law is the bad guy. Oh, more character-driven drama. I like character-driven drama. Have I mentioned that? Yes, I'm mentioning the same things over and over again. This video is probably getting repetitive at this point because these films are relatively repetitive. They do similar enough things. Jesus! The flirkins on the screen, they honestly caught me off guard. I love this scene of her breaking free, man. Everyone else is screwed. Yon Rog takes the weirdest character turn here. Like, he knows he's not gonna win, so he's just like, I'm gonna convince her to fight me without her powers. The way she just drags him.
The war, the lies.
It was an absolute humiliation. Oh, and it's Infinity War next. I've just seen the little like teaser image on the screen, and oh my god, I'm so excited. Thanos is just the best character. I love this. It's so good. This film's 1 minute in. Oh man, sometimes you even forget this Hulk versus Thanos fight even happens. Like, they proper just throw this in there in the first 5 minutes, and Hulk loses. No, don't kill Heimdall. No. Oh, he proper drops Loki in front of Thor so he can look at his dead brother. Oh my god, yes! You go Spider-Man. Oh, Stan Lee, hi. Doctor Strange versus Ebony Moore is such a good matchup. Like, I feel like their powers are very similar and they're kind of the same strength. And you know what they do so well is getting all these characters into one film and it never feels crammed or anything like that. Like, you think the Guardians work well together and then they just throw Thor in there and it works even better. Oh, Captain America! I'm gonna cringe so hard when watching this video back. Oh man, the scene of Thanos talking to Gamora about balance while showing her the little dagger and killing half the population of her planet.
Yeah, sure.
I'm kind of mad how good it is.
You can't be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man if there's no neighborhood. Okay, that didn't really make sense. You know what I'm trying to say?
That 100% did make sense, Spider-Man. I'm sorry, Gamora, but you let Nebula die in this moment. Quite honestly. You don't give him the map to the Soul Stone. We don't trade lives, I guess, but...
What's its weight, everybody?
Come on. It's Nebula. The Avengers versus the Guardians.
Why is Gamora?
Tell me where the girl is, or I swear to you, I'm gonna...
We're the Avengers, man. Gamora is dead. I do not love it. I'm sad. But it's also very good storytelling, and I do love that. Bucky. Oh my god. Oh my god. Thor's gonna hold it open. This film is building up. He needs the axe! Oh man, the battle in Wakanda is just so good. I actually have goosebumps right now. Oh my god, now Thanos is going to meet Iron Man. Jesus Christ, this film just doesn't stop. I'm finding it very hard to formulate actually good thoughts while this is all going on. This is just... yeah. No. No. They almost had it off. He's literally got it. Oh man, this Iron Man Thanos fight is just something.
We're in the Endgame now.
Sorry, that was my really bad attempt at recreating that. The way he just takes all of the Avengers out like they're not even there. Man, how is Wanda gonna hold off Thanos and destroy the Mind Stone at the same time? Never question who the most powerful Avenger is ever again. It's Thor. Thanos be like,
yeah, it's rewind time.
Where'd he go? Steve?
no words.
This is no place to die.
Oh, they fully did us with that. Sam! 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 Don't pull this I don't feel so good rubbish on me again. No. Jesus Christ. This scene of Thanos sitting out on his farm is just... wow. That's all I can do at this point. That was just... I'm just going to get some dinner, and then I will be back for Endgame. I'm so excited. I'm still shook. I can't believe they went there. We're back, and we're going to do Endgame, and I'm going to be there for it. Oh yeah, I'm going to get to watch Hawkeye's entire family die in front of him again. Am I ready for this? I don't think I'm ready for this, guys. Oh my god, Tony's message to Pepper is... yeah, that is... oh god, I don't know if I'm ready, guys. I love that bit of Rocket and Nebula holding hands. That's such a touching scene. It's a surprisingly touching scene. Oh wow, I just love this whole thing where they take on Thanos, like... oh, it's so good. Like, they get him this time.
I am inevitable.
The line itself. Man, this film is...
what did you do?
Something else.
I went for that.
Antman, I know you know that.
It's the front gate.
We need to talk to you guys.
Antman! Come on. Oh my god, I love Professor Hulk, guys. I can't stress it enough.
I know, it's crazy. I'm wearing shirts now, yeah.
And the fact he has a picture of Peter Parker in his house. Peter Parker better be a big brother figure to Morgan Stark right now in the MCU, like...
Somebody peed my pants. I don't know if it was baby me or old me. Or just me, maybe.
Oh my god. So Thor is fat and Korg is back. I love Korg. They're about to go back in time. I love it when they show the old films. How did they make a literal, like, fan service film so good? I just want to know what happened in Budapest. They talk about this all the time. Oh, we've got another elevator scene on our hands.
I can do this all day.
Yeah, I know.
You can see his character growth. Like, he's just had a rough 5 years. And, like, he's just sick of himself. And every scene in this film is good. Like, the moment with Thor and his mum is really sweet. People complain a lot about Thor in this film, but, again, depression can hit anyone. I like that. He doesn't even believe in himself being worthy. But he is. I want to watch Guardians of the Galaxy again. Oh, man. Tony meeting his dad. This is the scene I just didn't know I needed. Oh, this whole scene in 1970 is just him looking at his own picture in Peggy's office. It's the setup for the ending, I guess. I'm lost for words. Black Widow and Hawkeye being sent to Vormir doesn't really make sense. Obviously, it has to be Barton and Natasha because they're the only two who love each other and therefore could die for one another. So, I know, minor complaint. I enjoyed the whole scene other than Natasha dying. This music, man. If I ever hear it again after this movie, it's just gonna hurt me. I'm also really glad the Hulk gets to do this snap because he's kind of been like the most irrelevant out of like the big four. And like he gets to be like the guy to do the thing in this moment. Like that brings me joy. Oh man, all this stuff of everyone realizing and oh wow, they destroyed the Avengers Tower. That was quick. I was enjoying a nice little moment. I just love this whole final battle. It feels so artistic to me, like them looking over at Thanos. Thor calls over his weapons. Oh my god, he's getting a hammer and the axe. Oh, and now his beard's all tied up. This might be the best fight scene in the MCU when it's like just the three of them taking on Thanos on his own. Like, obviously I love the bit when the armies come out later, but like this is like the one-to-one. He knew it! I got goosebumps again, guys. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I don't even know where to put the camera. I hope I haven't said this yet, but head and shoulders, the best shot in the entire MCU. It looks so beautiful, and that's what Captain America's all about.
On your left.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it so much. Black Panther. Black Panther's back. Doctor Strange. Spider-Man's gonna come fly. Spider-Man.
Avengers!
Assemble.
There's so much going on. I can't even take it all in, but... Clint! He remembered his name! Activate instant kill! Yes! Oh my god, they bring everything back! Thanos is dying, by the way. Wanda is just absolutely decimating Thanos right now. And Captain Marvel is about to destroy a ship. Hey, Peter Parker. Got something for me?
I am inevitable. And I am Iron Man.
I love you 3,000.
Oh, I love you too, 3,000. 6,000 is 3,000. Honestly, all this makes me realize is I don't think we've appreciated the MCU enough. Yeah, okay, we broke records going to see it and stuff like that, but for some reason I don't feel like it's appreciated enough. They did that. Also, I'm so glad Thor's with the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's all I needed. I'm so happy for Steve Rogers. I know he's a fictional character, and how happy can you even be for a fictional character, but I mean, I feel like if there's a limit on how happy you can be for one, I've hit that. So to me, that wraps up the Infinity Saga, and I feel like it should wrap up Phase 3, but for some reason, Spider-Man's included in the end of Phase 3. I guess it's kind of like the epilogue film. In my head, it isn't. This is like the first film in Phase 4 to me, but it's probably just gonna be like a, yeah, it's the epilogue. This is gonna be the epilogue to this video. Fishbowl! Oh, it's gonna be that PowerPoint tribute to Tony Stark, isn't there? I forgot about this. You know what? Spider-Man is the perfect movie to follow up all of this because it's kind of like showing you what life is like in the real world, and all the real world reaction to all this is what we want to see. So I'm glad they call it the Peter Tingle now. Like, I think that should just be the name they stick with, to be honest. I'm really strong and I'm sticky. Peter Parker, everyone. Why does fire always have to be evil? Can't we have nice fire for once? You know, it's a good thing that all of Peter Parker's teachers just could not care less when they're on school trips. So his master plan was on the offhand chance that Peter felt like giving up the glasses, he would turn to him to give him the glasses. I can't believe they brought that guy back. And Mysterio was just the bath guy. Okay. This is like the most awkward adaptation of Spider-Man and MJ, and it's just so great. Yeah, the cinematography and CGI during all of this might actually live up to Doctor Strange. It's incredible. I really like that scene where Happy talks to Peter Parker and just kind of like breaks it down to him about how they both miss Tony, and I don't know, that's just, yeah. And then moments later, he literally goes full-blown Tony Stark and just starts making himself a suit. Oh, the best part of this film for sure. Mysterio is a very cool villain. I'll give him credit for that. But like, if there is one character who can resist this whole reality morphing thing, it is Spider-Man because of the Peter tingle. Okay, but why does Edith suddenly respond to Peter? Like, he wasn't in control of Edith. He gave up his responsibility. He gave it to Quentin, so... I love that they brought J. Jonah Jameson back. Is it just me, or are the end credit scenes better than the actual film? And then they reveal Nick Fury's actually a Skrull. The end credit scenes are better than the film. The movie's actually perfectly fine, so it's just got really good end credit scenes. And I guess that marks the end of this entire MCU watch-through video. A special thank you to my patrons Kyle, Maddie, Sam, Zach, Jaden, Peter, Ali, Tom, Christina, Yuhan, Matt, Rachel, Matt, Chase, Jonathan, Ben, Catherine, and Amanda. If you want your name included here or any of the extra perks like an extended uncut version of this video, which you thought this video was long? The extended edition is insane. So make sure to check out patreon.com/seamusgorman or click the little card here that's on screen right now. It's done. It's finally done. I've been working on this video on and off for a month while making other videos on the side, and I've finally finished it. This has taken so long. You've just been watching me for an hour, and I honestly don't know why, but thank you.